Hello and welcome back to the Canadian Gooner YouTube channel. Guys, please remember to like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, comment, let me know what you think of what I'm talking about. Let's have a discussion. Let's get interacting in the comments, guys. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your unique thoughts on things. I want to hear your thoughts on my thoughts, whether you agree, disagree. It's all great. It's all perfect. That's what we're here for. We're here to talk. We're here to share our thoughts, share our feelings. We all see things from a different perspective. So I want to hear everyone's thoughts. Positive, negative, doesn't matter. So today I want to talk about Bukayo Saka. Do a little bit more reflection on yesterday's game. Now that we've had almost 24 hours to look back and reflect on it, I feel a little bit differently, a little bit differently about it. Similar but differently. And now we fully focus on the next step, which is Brighton on Saturday. So first things first, let's reflect back on yesterday's match a little bit. So yesterday, I myself was kind of in a lower energy state. If you can tell right now, you can feel it. I'm much more energetic, and I felt yesterday was a pretty boring game. Now, I still do feel like it was a pretty boring game, but yesterday, like I said, yesterday, the most important thing was getting the 3 points, and I didn't really highlight this enough, but the rotation was great. It's great that we were able to rest some legs, and at the same time, get some other players beginning to get back up to speed, because we're going to need these guys like Thomas Partey. We're going to need these guys like Tomiyasu. We're going to need these guys like Zinchenko, even, who I didn't think had a great game, and I honestly think is being phased out of the squad. But we still might need him in games, coming on for try and get it. If we need a goal late in a game, we need guys like that. He's an extra playmaker. Who else came in? ESR, we might need him. We may not. I don't think he's essential. I don't think he's going to be essential or crucial to the run in here, but I think we may need him. And he may score a big goal or two between now and the end of the season, or have a big contribution. Like Arteta said in his conference a few days ago, with these guys that are coming in, these guys that don't play a lot, when they get their moment, when they get their opportunity, it's about moments. It's about moments with them. For example, last season, Reece Nelson hardly played all season, just like this season. But when he came on in that game against, was it Brentford? Scored the 97th minute winner. That's a moment. Yesterday, ESR had a couple of moments. Won the ball back to get the ball to Odegaard, who got it to Havertz, back to Odegaard for the first goal. And the second goal he basically created should have had an assist. I don't know why they don't give assists for that. I mean, I get it. I do, I guess, because it was an own goal. But, I mean, it's an assist, Nelson was there. Nelson should have scored it anyway. Should have tapped it in. Okay, so looking back on yesterday's match, and in hindsight looking at City's result as well, where they win 4-1. We only lost one goal in goal differential between us and City, and we're still, I believe, 8 or 9 goals ahead of City. I believe 8 now. I believe we have a plus 48 and they have a plus 40, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, Liverpool have a plus 40, sorry. City maybe have a plus 38 or a plus 39. So anyway, we only lost one in the goal differential category with City, so that's positive. That's good. The most important thing was getting the win. And looking back yesterday, I had some criticisms about the second half, but I understand now, and I've listened to a few other people talk about it, and I agree. You know what? In fact, last year we might have gone for broke for the third goal and left ourselves open, and all it takes is one counter and Luton scores, and then that game is 2-1, and that game is a difficult one to finish off. And then who knows, they can get a fluky goal from there, a set piece, maybe we get a red card, penalty, it just like anything can happen from there. So the fact that we were able to kill it off slowly was kind of like that Cobra analogy, right? Where the Cobra just slowly squeezes their opponent into submission. And Man City's been known for doing that for years. And we saved energy as well. We by doing that, we didn't overexpend our energy. And that's good, because we're going to need to do things like that during this run-in here, this sprint to the end, as Jurgen Klopp mentioned the other day. It's a sprint now. It's a sprint for all three teams, Arsenal, City, Liverpool. It is a sprint until the end of this title, till the end of the Champions League. We're playing almost every 3 days, if not every 3 days. I think if we make the semi-final of the Champions League, we will pretty much be playing every 3 days between now and the end of the Premier League season. So, having said all that, positive. 3 points. That's the most important thing. I'm happy. Now, Bukayo Saka wasn't on the bench yesterday. Wasn't in the squad at all. Arteta spoke about it after the game. He felt something after training. It was a similar thing that he felt during the City match. Quick turnaround, he said, and they didn't want to risk him. And listening to Charles Watts talk about it this morning, Charles says he's heard that it's a slight hamstring. And he made some good points, and I want to echo those and give my own point of view on that. Hamstring injuries with players who rely on explosion and little bits of acceleration like Saka does, those first 2-3 steps. Saka's not Mbappe, but Saka, he doesn't have that breakaway pace like Mbappe or like Martinelli does. But he has that 1-2, 3 step to get away from someone, that quick burst. And the hamstrings are arguably, well, all muscles and the legs are important for those bursts, but the hamstrings play a huge part of that. Having strong, explosive hamstrings that are healthy, fit, and in shape help you pull away from those players. And I think we saw against City, he just wasn't pulling away from players. And also with the hamstring, even if it's a slight thing now, all it takes is one overextension, one push that just creates a little bit too much tension, and something much worse can happen. So having said that, for me, we should not risk Saka at Brighton. I still feel, I know it's Brighton, I know it's away, I'm not underestimating them, but I'm thinking more long-term, more between now and the end of the run. And we do have tougher matches. And also we have people now, we have players now that can come in. And that I don't feel scared about allowing to come in and play in Saka's place for a match. And the player that I'm thinking should come in for Saka is great. This is why yesterday's match was really good. He didn't have to play at all. Jesus. He was able to rest that knee with the fluid building up. So he's got a week now between City and Brighton. I think he'll be ready to start. I don't think Nelson is the right call. But I think someone like Jesus comes in for Saka. I do not think we need to risk Saka. I really do not. Bring him up, have him on the bench. Have him on the bench if we really need a goal. 20 minutes left. Bring him on. Otherwise, for me, don't risk him. Let him rest. Give him another 3 days. And that'll be total a week and a half between City and Bayern, and allows him to rest. He was also knackered in that City match. It was so clear how tired he was. Gives him an opportunity to recover a little bit more, train some more, keep building up his fitness in a smart way, in a mindful way, and in a way that hopefully he won't aggravate or make that injury any worse. So, yeah, I say on Saturday, just the prudent. I don't want to be prudent between now and the rest of the season, but the mindful, the smart thing for me to do is to rest Saka on Saturday. And otherwise, I could do some. I'll give us an early lineup prediction as well. Maybe that changes between now and then, just based on the news that comes out on the players, on fitness, etc. But I'll give a early Thursday lineup prediction for a match, which is in 2 days. It's really fun. Hey, every 3 days now there's a match, guys. It's awesome, and they're all so important. Let's go. It's exciting. It's exciting. So, my squad, my team, I'm not going to name the whole squad, but my team, my starting 11, predicted 11 for Saturday as of right now is Raya in goal, obviously. Again, I'm having this thought of starting Tomiyasu on the right because Ben White looks knackered as well, even though he's an incredible player and just seems to have engine for days and just seems to play efficiently as well, even when he's not maybe his most explosive self because he's tired or he's nursing something, which I think he has been for a long time now. He's had that wrap around his knee, hamstring area for weeks now. So I hesitate. And Tomiyasu looked good. He looked really quick yesterday. He looked fit. For me, okay, here it is. I think Arteta's going to start Ben White. He just seems to rely on him, and with good reason. Ben White has been arguably our best player in 2024 and one of our best players this season. But for me, I think Tomiyasu, the quality drop-off is not much at all. And we've got, I believe, Brighton have Mitoma that plays on the left. If he's playing, I don't believe, unless he's injured or something. I don't know. I haven't looked at the squad news for Brighton. I think it's a game for Tommy. And I think that works as well. It's just as much to get Tommy in there and continue to get him up to speed as it is to give Ben White a bit of rest. So if it's me, it's Tommy. And this is my predicted lineup. I think Arteta starts Ben White. My predicted lineup, or my preferred lineup, would be Tomiyasu to start on the right. Right center back, Saliba. Left center back, Gabriel, of course. Left back, Kivior. I don't think it's a match for Zinchenko. I think now that we have other options at left back, more defensively solid options, these matches for Zinchenko are just a no-go for me. Zinchenko plays against the Lutons and the Sheffields and some of those easier home matches, not these away matches against Brighton. And I don't think he's gonna struggle to find a start between now and the rest of the season, barring any injury, right? Knock on wood. So. In the middle, I think we come back to Declan Rice and Jorginho. I don't think Partey is ready to play back-to-back, even though he played maybe about 65, 70 minutes yesterday. I don't think he's ready to start back-to-back matches. 3 days, and Jorginho got a nice rest. Rice got a nice rest, which is fantastic. They'll be coming in fresh on Saturday. So, yeah, Odegaard, who I would have liked to see come off at some point yesterday, but he didn't. And to be honest, he was still running around like a maniac at the end of the match like he tends to do. So, Odegaard keeps his spot, of course. On the right wing, like I said, Gabby Jesus for me. Up top, Havertz. And on the left, Martinelli. I think Martinelli must be due for a start now. He must be ready. So let's go, guys. This is exciting. Like I keep saying, how long has it been since we've been in early April and every match has meant this much as an Arsenal fan? We've been in 2 massive races, 2 massive competitions, the title race and the Champions League. I can't remember a time like that. I became a fan, kind of started watching them 03-04, just like I knew about them. That's when I started becoming a fan. But really, I started watching them consistently maybe like in the 06-07 season, 08-09. 07-08, 08-09, 07-08, 06-07, 07-08. So for me, like this is uncharted territory, and I'm savoring it. I'm taking it all in. I'm being present. I'm being grateful. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. Whatever happens, happens. This team has already, for me, given us so much joy, so much pleasure. We are I think we're the best defensive team in it, which defense wins championships. So guys, I'm believing. I'm choosing to believe. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm going to be very upfront confident about this. I'm choosing to believe in this team. We're going to win something this season, whether it's the Champions League or the Premier League. We're winning something this season. All right, guys. Again, if you like my content, please subscribe, please comment.